Are Roth conversions one of the smartest tax moves you can make, or are you just paying a bill early that might never actually come due? The rules of the game are shifting. And if you're not paying attention, you could be the person who overpaid the IRS by tens of thousands of dollars, or worse, the one who didn't pay early enough and got crushed when rates spiked. Right now, we're living under tax brackets that many experts describe as historically low, a legacy of cuts that were baked into law and set to expire, and the clock is ticking louder than most people realize. When those provisions sunset around 2026, tax rates for millions of Americans are projected to jump automatically, which means the window you're sitting in right now may be one of the most valuable tax planning opportunities of your lifetime. Here's the basic mechanic. A Roth conversion means you take money from a traditional IRA or 401k, pay ordinary income tax on it today, and then move it into a Roth account where it grows and is withdrawn completely tax-free. It's like choosing to pay for your dinner before the menu price goes up. Except the dinner in this metaphor is your entire retirement. The optimism around Roth conversions peaked when financial planners started running the numbers on multi-decade tax-free compounding, and the headlines were glowing, "Maximize your retirement, beat the IRS, retire tax-free forever." But then people started asking the uncomfortable question, what if Congress changes the rules on Roth accounts too? And just like that, the certainty cracked. That psychological shift is real, and you're not crazy for feeling it. There's a voice in the back of every investor's head that says, what if I pay all this tax now and then the government changes Roth rules anyway? And that voice has a point because nothing in the tax code is actually permanent. But here's where history becomes your best sparring partner. Roth accounts have survived multiple administrations, multiple overhauls, and decades of political chaos since they were introduced in 1997. And not once has Congress taxed qualified Roth distributions. The political cost of pulling that lever would be enormous because you'd be taxing middle-class retirees on money they already paid tax on. That's the kind of move that ends careers in Washington. The volatility of tax policy is actually the entire argument for acting now, not against it, because the asymmetry here is fascinating. If rates go up, you win enormously by having converted at today's lower rates. If rates somehow go down, your cost of converting was modest, and your tax-free growth still compounds beautifully either way. Think about every major tax shift in American history. The 1986 Tax Reform Act, the Bush cuts of 2001, the Trump cuts of 2017. And you'll notice a consistent pattern. High earners and large account holders get the least protection and the most exposure. If you have $1 million in a traditional IRA and tax rates rise 15%, you just silently lost $150,000 in future purchasing power with zero warning. The common misconception that kills people here is thinking Roth conversion is an all or nothing binary, like you either convert everything or you convert nothing. The smarter move is filling the bracket, meaning you convert just enough each year to push yourself to the top of your current bracket without crossing into the next one, which is a surgical, deliberate strategy that compounds elegantly over time. Another misconception is that Roth conversions only make sense if you're young, but some of the most powerful conversion windows happen in the years between retirement and required minimum distributions, roughly between 60 and 73, when your income temporarily drops and your bracket is at its lowest point in decades. That's not a coincidence. That's an engineered opportunity. The practical playbook is straightforward. Work with a fee-only advisor or CPA to model your projected lifetime tax burden under multiple rate scenarios. Identify your optimal annual conversion amount and execute consistently regardless of market sentiment or political noise. Discipline here is not a virtue. It's the entire strategy. The people who tried to time conversions around election cycles or market dips almost universally underperformed. The people who just converted steadily every single year. Process beats prediction every single time in tax planning, the same way it beats prediction in investing. You don't need to know what Congress will do, you just need a system that wins across multiple scenarios. Sizing matters enormously too, because converting too aggressively can push you into IRMA surcharges, net investment income tax thresholds, and ACA subsidy cliffs that silently add thousands in hidden costs. At its core, this whole conversation is really about control specifically. Trading the unknown liability of future taxation for the known cost of current taxation, and deciding how much uncertainty you're willing to carry into the years when you'll be least equipped to adapt. The people who sleep best in retirement aren't the ones who made the perfect tax call. They're the ones who built a diversified tax structure with traditional accounts, Roth accounts, and taxable accounts. So no single policy change can detonate their entire plan. The beautiful irony is that the very uncertainty making you hesitate about Roth conversions is the exact same uncertainty that makes them so compelling. And if rates never go up and your Roth was slightly less optimal, well, you still got decades of tax-free compounding, and that's not exactly a tragedy. Whether you decide to convert or hold, the answer lives in your numbers, your bracket, your timeline, and your plan. And if you want help building that plan, whether it's through real estate investing, home contracting, or finding the right lenders to accelerate your financial position, check out our links in the description below.